30. I mean, I want to see silver get over 30 and stay there. And once we do that, there's very little overhead resistance. So everybody that's bought silver at 30 or lower will be in a profit zone. So they'll hold. They will not sell. Some will, but most will hold, which means any new buying pressure will take it to 33. And that's the real mark. And I know 33 is the magic number. I'm not one of those people. But 33, 34, somewhere in there, move above that, and we could get to 50 pretty quickly. So I'm looking for a better year. I'm looking for a really great one. Gold, I'd like to see, I think we hit 2,000 in gold this year, if I remember right. And I think we'll get above 2,000 in gold. I don't expect a lot more out of gold than maybe 2,200. I'm looking at the chart now on Kitco. Yeah, we got over 2,000 in early March of this year in gold. I don't know. This chart's not real clear. I guess it got up to 2060 or so, 2060. So I think you'll see gold make a new nominal high next year. So 21, 22, it's kind of all I'm expecting. But, I have to give the caveat, Elijah, and people get tired of me saying it, but if there's a really big black swan, game's over. Because once you get that tipping point where the run to gold begins and the stampede really takes off, you just don't want to be trampled. You want to have your gold in hand. You want to be early, not late.
I think that's so key. And again, one of the reasons to hold precious metals, probably the main reason, is for insurance. And you definitely want to have insurance before any of those, terrible events happen. So it's, we can have this forecast for precious metals, and that's only if, next year is a relatively calm year. And I mean, if you look at the last couple of years, we definitely haven't had calm times recently. But I did want to get to another viewer's question here. We do have one, and it's about kind of how we talk about, precious metals as insurance. And I know a lot of people, especially in the Eastern world, understand that, and they have understood precious metals a lot more than elsewhere. But this viewer is wanting to know, is there an arbitrage between the Western exchanges and the East right now?
That's a tough one. Yes, there is, because I'm connected to most aspects of the market. So like when you go through the smelting and, there's a discount there. And yeah, there's a little bit of that goes on between the market in India and the rest of the world. And there's some tariffs that are involved. And then if you look at what happens in some of the European markets, there's a value-added tax, sometimes as high as 17%. So when you have those kind of add-ons, there are ways to play with it. Is it official? No, it's not. But is it in reality? Yes, it is. I hope that answers the question.
One last viewer question is, are you bullish on any of the junior miners right now?
Well, one that I've been real bullish on went up 57% today. It had an announcement, about a month ago, or maybe a little less, and it had grades that were just astronomical. It's headed by one of the best mining teams that I know of. And so one of my members said, man, this stock went up 57% today. Can you do an update? And of course I will. So that's one, but I won't name it because I reserve that. People pay me for my insights. But Summa Silver went up, I think, 24% today. So some of these juniors are reacting for whatever reason. Maybe somebody saw my video on this particular one I just mentioned that went up 57%. I made a video for my members only and talked about how undervalued it is. One of my members said, you've had this stock for so long, it hasn't done anything, and I'm, kind of tired of, why would you hold this stock? And so I explained to him that these penny stocks are like a long-term call option as long as you pick the right ones. And that regular option, you have a time decay. So you buy it and it has value until the time runs out, and then you got to buy another one. So it actually drains your capital unless you're very good at timing it. Whereas with the right junior, and I say right junior or juniors, and I don't get them all right. So let me say that on the record. You can just wait. And this is a particular case where, it did a lot better than a treasury bill in one day. Now, it's going to hold on to the gains or not, I don't know. I actually haven't had time to look at, other than the chart, what happened. I will call management. I'll probably do an update. Most of my updates lately have been where I get the management of the company to do a video with me, and I put it behind the paywall so that my members get to see it basically firsthand. And I usually give them a few softballs, but I throw a few hardballs at them as well. And it gives my viewers or my members maybe a better appreciation for not only the level of commitment that I have for them, but also more insight. And rather than me saying it secondhand, they hear it directly. So I think that's a pretty good service, if I do say so myself.
And I think with the junior minors, it's really important to, know the team. Do they have a record of success as well? The members of the team there, because it's junior minors can be explosive in their values, and some of them can fall to zero as well, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. Most of them go to zero. That's the problem. But in a hot market, when everybody wants into gold and silver, even the dogs will fly, pigs will fly. And that's the way the markets work. I'm not against it really. Morally, I might be a little perturbed, but it's the way markets work. And it's true of anything. Tech sector, dogs fly. Crypto, look, these things that have absolutely zero intrinsic value, but people say they are because they have a cute name, and the price goes up. Just because the price goes up doesn't mean the value is there. So that's kind of the world we're in, especially at the end of the great inflations. You see all kinds of misallocation of capital. You see people really wanting to get rich quick. You see all kinds of schemes and fads and Ponzi schemes and all kinds of things that take place. And that's just another indicator for my fundamental view that what I said is accurate, that we are a place that happens very rarely, and there'll be an explosion in the paper price of the metals to make up for all of the shenanigans that have gone on throughout the financial sector for a long time. I'll just say the last 20 years, you could say from the time the gold window was closed, but we were really doing shenanigans, and that's why the gold window was closed, because they were making up more Federal Reserve notes and there was gold to back it up, and France called their bluff along with the UK. So